Hi, welcome to the Mom Chief of Everything podcast with Dr. Jeanette DeWitt. This is the podcast where we talk about how to achieve time freedom and optimal health so you as a mom can reduce your risk of a health scare and create fun family memories without breaking the bank. I am your hostess, Dr. Jeanette DeWitt, owner of DeWitt Physical Therapy and Wellness, where I help moms and their families feel better faster in my office or through the online convenience of their smartphone. I am a married mom with 2 daughters. I am also a physical therapist, athletic trainer, and fitness nutrition coach. Before we start today's episode, I want to let you know about my free Facebook group called Mom COE. I do a live training in the group each week to empower moms and tackle the challenges we moms face every day. This group is where you can ask me questions personally, and I will give you customized feedback. You can also find me on YouTube at my channel, Jeanette DeWitt, where I create videos to express gratitude, teach exercise tips, and discuss tips to relieve aches and pains. If you are interested in those, then request to join the Facebook group and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's get started with today's episode. Welcome. How is your energy level today? Are you bringing your A game to this holiday season? Last week, I talked about 5 tips to navigating through the hustle and bustle of this season. And today, I want to share a few more tips so that you can stay energized. By the way, these tips work regardless of the time of year. Around this time, though, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, can have a tendency to overcommit and overschedule their plans. Setting boundaries is important any time of year to ensure you don't spread yourself too thin and find yourself burned out. How can you decrease the likelihood of being burned out? How can you recharge and stay energized? How do you feel that energy within you? Number 1, sleep. This may seem like the exact opposite of energy, but without the proper amount of sleep, your body will not be well rested and you won't have the energy you need. Most adults need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. There are numerous studies out there that show that a sleep-deprived driver is as bad or worse than a drunk driver when it comes to alertness and reflexes. We need sleep, and in order for the body to rest, to recover, to rejuvenate, and be energized, we have to let our bodies rest and heal themselves while we sleep. In addition, we need to find moments during the day to rest and recharge our brain. A lot of us are at computers all day long, and when we sit for hours and hours at our computer and then take breaks that involve our smartphone and checking in on social media, and then go home and watch TV, we are on our screens a lot of time, and our brain is being bombarded. Our eyes are being visually stimulated. The blue light that is generating from all these electronic devices can keep us awake. So it's really important to get away from that stuff for several times during the day. Now, there have been studies out there that show that most people, for attention-wise, should take a break every 2, maybe even 3 hours. But really, I would say once an hour. There's an author, Brendan Burchard, and he wrote a book called High Performance Habits. And he talks about this as well, as yes, you can go for 2-3 hours, but your brain really probably would benefit most from a break every 50 minutes to an hour. If you think about how schools are structured, a lot of schools are structured with classes that are 30, 48 minutes long, 55 minutes long, longest maybe an hour and a half at the college level. And maybe labs are 3 hours long because you're doing stuff. You're not like staring at a computer for 3 hours. You're in a lab doing actual work and navigating through things. I think of chemistry lab or physics lab or biology lab or something like that. But our brain needs a break at times. So get away from your screen, even if it is just to stand up, walk around your desk, or walk to get a drink of water and come back. That 1 to 2 minute break can help you clear your mind and give your eyes a break so that you aren't just staring at the computer for 5 to 8 hours a day. The same holds true when we are just needing a little mental recharge. When we take a break, maybe it's a 15-minute break that's scheduled, or maybe it's our lunch break. That is not the time to actually get back on a device and be on that for an hour. That's not a mental break. A mental break where you can rest and recharge is to get outside. Maybe eat your lunch outside with nature, or just stare out the window. And if you don't have a window, go someplace where you can see outside. The point of a break is to take a break. It's to rest. It's to rejuvenate. It's to recharge. It's to let your mind relax. So that first part of feeling energized is getting the correct amount of sleep, 7 to 9 hours a night, and then taking little breaks throughout the day, preferably every 50 minutes to an hour. If you can't do that, every 2 hours, taking a break. And it doesn't have to be long. It's just that 1 or 2 minutes. The second tip to recharge and feel energized is eat. It seems so simple, right? Oh, I gotta eat. How many of us skip meals because we're in the middle of a project? How many of us skip meals because we've just got to get that one final thing done and then we'll eat? And the next thing you know, it's an hour, 2 hours later. Oh, well, now I don't want to eat because I'm going to eat dinner in an hour. I don't want to eat my lunch this close to dinner time. So we've gone through the day and we missed our meal. Or we missed the meal in the morning, the breakfast meal, because we sleep in. Or we stayed up too late, so then we can't get up in the morning. And so we skip breakfast. Breakfast is there because you are breaking a fast from overnight. You are breaking a fast. That's the purpose of breakfast. You fasted all night while you were supposed to be sleeping, and you're taking a break from that fast and eating something to nourish your body and give it energy. Food is fuel. Food is fuel for your body. And if you do not refuel, what happens? You feel lethargic. You feel like you're running out of gas. You bonk in the middle of the day when you should be alert. Your sugar levels drop. You get a headache. Some people might get the shakes or the tremble, of the hands. You have to eat. And then avoid heavy foods that just sit there and make you feel like you don't want to get out of your chair or off the couch because you feel like a sloth. Heavy foods do that. Those heavy foods that, fast foods that have a lot of grease in them, that have a lot of, well, frankly, who knows what's in them. There's a lot of chemicals and some of that stuff. But they just kind of sit there. They're really high caloric. A lot of fast food meals can be 2,000 to 3,000 calories in one sitting. And the average American should only be taking in 2,000 calories a day. Some are a little bit less, some are a little bit more. But these heavy foods that are processed and have lots of creams in them and have lots of grease and bad oils in them. They just sit there and they make you feel like a sloth, and then you don't want to move. Focus on whole grains, focus on fruits and vegetables and healthy oils like avocado oils or olive oil. And more importantly, drink some water. Dehydration can make us feel lethargic as well. Just 1% of being dehydrated, meaning 1% loss of your body water content, can throw your whole body off. So make sure that you eat and that you drink lots of water to refuel your body so you have the energy you need. And you have, when you take in that food, that's fuel. You want to capture those resources so that when you want to do things, whether it's mentally think about something, you don't want to be mentally thinking about food. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. That's not what you want. You want to feel energized. You want to feel like you are ready to take on whatever comes your way. So you got to sleep and you got to eat. The third one to help you feel energized is exercise. You don't need to do a lot, just 20 to 30 minutes of something. It doesn't even have to do or be organized. It could just be you taking a 20-minute walk every day at lunch. Then you're tackling a few things. You're resting, you're getting away from electronics, which is like step number one, and you're moving, which increases your blood flow, increases oxygen to your muscles and into your brain. And you can feel energized by that 20 to 30-minute walk. Now, there's a little bit of a side note there. If you have not been exercising, I would not start with 20, 30 minutes. I would actually start with 5 minutes or 10 minutes max and work your way up to the 20 to 30 minutes of activity. You can combine little mini chores with your exercise. So maybe you're going to take a break from the computer if you work at home. This is a great little exercise. Every couple of hours, take a break and maybe you clean up a cluttered area for 10 minutes, or you empty the garbage and you're having to go up and down the steps. That might only take you 5 to 10 minutes, but you did something. Nobody says that you have to do exercise continuously for 20 to 30 minutes. It might be 3 10-minute breaks and you get 30 minutes in each day. You can be creative with that. Maybe you do something like I do in my house. I don't really have time to exercise on a particular day because I want to clean my house. Well, guess what? I do some cardio cleaning. That means I'm going running up and down the steps, and then I'm sweeping the steps. I'm running up and down to do laundry. I'm moving furniture to sweep under the furniture and get all the popcorn that's people left after watching the family movie. I'm dusting, I'm not really bending, I'm squatting and lunging, and I'm reaching for things. And so I might do that as my workout for 30 to 60 minutes to kind of get my cardio clean, is what I like to say. So you can be creative with exercise. It doesn't have to be formal. And then you can incorporate your daily chores into exercise as well. The important thing is to move. Fourth tip to feeling energized is be thankful. One of the practices that I've started over the last year is to get up and be thankful for at least one thing. And maybe that one thing, because maybe I wake up in kind of a bad mood or on the wrong side of the bed, maybe that one thing is that I woke up that day. That's okay. We start simple and we move from there. But when you start your day out and you realize all the things around you and all the people around you that you can be thankful for, I encourage you to wake up every day and say, I am thankful for, and fill in the blank. Because being thankful helps with contentment. And being thankful is a recognition of all that you already have and all the people that you love, and just an attitude of gratitude tends to bring people up and lift up their spirits. The final tip to recharge and feel energized is to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. When we breathe intentionally and slow down and breathe through our bellies, instead of chest breathing and being all tense with our breathing, if we just do that at our desk or take a moment in the car before an appointment or before picking up your kids, just breathe 10 deep breaths. You'll actually feel re-energized. You'll feel relaxed. But that relaxation is from that increased oxygen and that flow of air that you've just taken in, and then that flow of air that you've pushed out. That can re-energize you, because if maybe you just were driving and it was stressful driving, you were in traffic, you're trying to rush, and before you get out of the car, you take a deep breath, you take 10 deep breaths, and then you get out, your mind is going to be much more clear and ready to move on and transition into the next thing than if you didn't do that and you jumped out of the car and then tried to switch over to the next thing without being intentional. Take a deep breath and be intentional. These are those tips to feel energized. Sleep, eat, exercise, be thankful, take a deep breath, and be intentional. Until next time, be bold, be beautiful, and be you. Thank you so much for joining today's episode of the Mom Chief of Everything podcast with Dr. Jeanette DeWitt. If you liked what you heard today and want to get more connected with other moms who are chief of everything, then please visit the Facebook group Mom COE to request to join. I would love to welcome you to an amazing group of moms just like you. You can also connect with me on YouTube by subscribing to my channel. Just search for Jeanette DeWitt. Thanks again for listening to today's episode. Be bold, be beautiful, be you.